All right, cool. It's on. It's live. We good. Welcome back to another episode of the Hoodie and the Headband podcast show. It's your boy Bryce. I'm joined by my brother
Tariq.
Tariq. It's a new week. Well, not a new week. We in the middle of the week right now, but as you can see, Tariq is not on the screen. We have been dealing with technical difficulties since last night, but we here now. So yeah. How you feeling now?
Frustrated, but you know, we're gonna try to look at the bright side of things. So we're just gonna push through, and we're gonna have a great show regardless, because people don't need to see my face anyway. So it is what it is. How about you, bro?
I'm good, man. I can't complain. I mean, I can't complain about all these technical issues, but I mean, hey, we're here just to give people what they want, and they want quality basketball conversations because that's what we give them on a weekly basis. We got a lot of good basketball to talk about. Um, so we're gonna do that. Um, hold on. I was about to ask you something. I'm gonna tell you something because I can hear you. It's just a little low,
Okay.
so I don't know how you have to fix that on your end, but yeah. But we just rolling with the show. Um, Shout out Multiplicity Media platform that you guys are viewing this on. Um, yeah, hold on, let me get out the show link real quick. We're now live. Tune in here. Boom. All right, cool. You here now? You good?
Yeah, I can still hear you. I just don't know how to
All right, it's just that
fix that thing.
it's still low. So, all right. Got a lot to talk about in terms of Feast Week and in terms of NBA Cup standings and positioning for the in season tournament. Um, I feel like we needed an updated shorts. I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird not having you on the screen. But regardless, we'll still have a good show. All right. We can just hop into. I guess we can start with Feast Week. We can start with college basketball, both men's and women's. Um, Within this past week, we've seen some good games on both sides. We had UConn, not UConn. We had South Carolina up against UCLA this weekend. In the women's side, we also had Notre Dame up against USC. What stood out to you this past weekend in terms of this weekend's action?
Um, South Carolina losing was definitely something I was not expecting. Um, and then I would say USC losing the way they lost as well was another thing I wasn't expecting. Could you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear that.
Okay. Yeah, I think I not that I didn't expect those teams to lose. Like obviously any team could be beat on any day, but I feel like the way that Notre Dame from the start came out and just kind of dominated. I don't want to say dominated, but just had control of the game for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
And then for UCLA, I could say dominated because it was a double-digit lead for 90% of the game. So
Mm-hmm.
um, that one was particularly surprising. Just because we don't see that happen to South Carolina. Like I don't think I can remember the last time a game like that has happened in South Carolina.
No.
Um, and definitely there were some takeaways from each game. So like for Notre Dame and USC, like Hannah Hidalgo and Olivia Miles showed that they're the best duo in the country right now. Um,
Yes.
if Olivia Miles is shooting the way she shot the ball in that game, good luck. She shot 4 or 5 from 3, which was a huge thing for her. Hannah Hidalgo is just, you know, a pit bull in every sense of the word. I mean, it's gonna scream after every single play. Know that she's there constantly. And you can see Juju getting frustrated at times. More quiet demeanor.
Oh, and I can't hear you.
You can hear me?
Nah, I can hear you.
Okay. It's saying something about reconnecting. So saying that frustrated with it and everything like that.
Are you saying anything?
Does it look like the mic had stopped working?
Oh, is it coming through now? I mean, are you saying anything? I still can't hear.
No, I wasn't. I was
Oh,
trying to figure out what was going on. I
okay. I'm sorry. This is just hard. But nah, yeah, I definitely echo your sentiments in saying that Hannah and Olivia are the best backcourt, arguably the best duo in the nation. Both having 20 plus points. I want to say Olivia had 20 and Hannah had 24, if I'm not mistaken. Um, both had similar stat lines. I know a lot of people had questions about how they will work out with both of them being point guards, and they're working out just fine against one of the best teams in the nation. Um, Defense was on full display. I mean, start to finish. I hate using the word demons in this sense, but I mean, it just, I don't know. I guess it's just I don't say the nature of how sports talk is, I guess, but we live in a day and age where that term has just been used widely, but it's kind of describes it at the same time. It's just like they're terrors on the court, bro. Like on both ends. Like they're in sync, and it's crazy how they control that whole game. Kind of. Um, I think it was good to see. I mean, you know me, you know I like good guard play, and both of them are crafty guards that can get it done on both ends of the court, um, and just pretty tenacious. You know, like I want to say it was a tweet that I saw where I think Olivia said she be laughing at how Hannah be reacting and stuff, or how she is on the court, cause it's just crazy. It's like she just is like a different mode, like an alter ego. Like she just like kind of loses herself out there, and it's just
100%.
it's fun to see. Don't get me wrong. Like she gets in that mode, turns into a dog, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Like it was just different times I saw throughout that game, just like her hunger for the ball was on 10. But this was a good win for Notre Dame. Um Good win for Coach Ivy as well. As I man, Coach Ivy is carving out her legacy day by day, bro. Um she's climbing up the ranks and becoming one of the better coaches in the nation. And I mean, I just hope that she continues to build off of this. Um, I could definitely see her being next in line as being like one of the next like top coaches for the next generation. I think I saw a stat or I heard it again. They said she was part of. I want to say they had. I want to say she was part of 9 of their Final Four appearances, either being on the team as a player
That's
or on
great.
the team as like part of the coaching staff.
Yeah,
She's a proven
she's
winner,
definitely
man.
been there.
Yeah, staple, a staple in that program, and hoping to see that they continue to build off that. As I mean, we all know Notre Dame to be a top tier women's basketball program, so
Yeah.
um, yeah, it's
They
just
have a
good to
bunch.
see that she's helping them and leading them to more greatness, more success, and yeah. Although for USC, I do have a couple questions, or just I don't know, just I know they have a lot of talent. This is their first year together, and being that Talia Von Hoffen and Kiki Arioffen are seniors, um, you have kind of like a small window with this group. I mean, I know they have a lot of high talent, like younger talent coming in, or they got young talent at the moment now. But what do you think has to change in terms of their, I guess, with their offense or just with their game plan
The
from
scheme
like
has
the
to
night?
change. Like the way they play offense has to change. Like last year, it made sense for it to be everything is through Juju,
Mhm.
but it's hard to do that night in and night out for years and years. Especially when you have the kind of talent they have around her now.
Mhm.
You have to be able to put her in different situations instead of just getting her ball at the mid post and just trying to let her go to work. Because when you play the good teams, they're not going to let her do that. So
Mhm.
there has to be times where she's coming off of screens, coming off of curls, and then getting into her bag or getting into a two dribble, three dribble shot, rather than just her getting the ball, surveying the court, and then trying to make a play. And 9 times out of 10, she's gonna shoot it. So if we know that, the scouts know that, which means the players will know that. So she has to trust her teammates. Her teammates have to be willing and they have to be ready. Um, they need to put Kiki in better spots too, as well, like on the court. Like she's a force down low. Give her the ball down low. Like stop like giving her the ball mid post. Like obviously you can get her the ball in different spots, but she excels in the mid post or in the low to mid post, and then in the low post especially. So you need to get her in those kinds of situations. Um, Obviously, having not having Kennedy Smith was a big thing for this game as well, which wasn't really known until game time. Um, so that's something that they'll have to deal with as well. But I think they have enough talent to be able to play a different style of offense instead of just, oh, Juju's gonna carry us. Like there's talent around. Kaylee Heckle can score. Obviously Kiki. They need to find better ways of putting Talia in good situations on offense. Avery Howell off the bench can score. Um, you just have to open up the floor, open up the game on the offensive end for the team. Like the defense is going to be there, um, but it's hard to get a lot of stops when you're turning the ball over as much as they do on offense as well. So they just gotta get the chemistry right, get the timing and everything and the rhythm together on the floor right. But most of all, the scheme on the court has to change. It doesn't have to fully change, but you have to do some things differently so that when you trying to get back to your bread and butter, that you haven't been doing it for 3.5 quarters.
Yeah, I definitely agree because hold on. Okay, we're still on. I definitely agree because we've seen at times where USC just been able to beat a team just based on the fact that they're just more talented and just better than the just miles better than the team that they're playing against. But as you did mention, like the amount of turnover that they have in these types of games, like they had a lot of turnovers in the game against Ole Miss as well to start the season. Um, I think it's a matter of just figuring out your offense and figuring out what works and figuring out offense instead of. I mean, granted, love Juju Watkins, love her game, but I mean, yes, ball movement is apparent. Like it has to be a thing. Like it has to. You have star talent on your team now. So in terms of like you got to start relying on it. I mean, of course, we want to see Juju average 30, drop 30 every night, but at the same time, it's not needed like it was last year. Um. So I also agree with the fact that they gotta start drawing up more for Kiki and utilizing her and her size. Um, based on the fact that she is one of the better bigs in the country, projected number 2 pick in this year's draft. So they gotta know their personnel and like really rely on it and really like play to their strengths. I mean, as any other team in the nation has to, but I just think that's just the current issues with USC at the moment, and I think they'll figure it out. You know, what I mean, they got a couple games. They got a game tonight against Seton Hall, game against St. Louis this week. So those will be games where they'll bounce back and like themselves again. But in terms of, I guess, finishing out non-con, definitely want to see some type of offense established with them.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but shout out to Notre Dame. Notre Dame is now, hold on. Notre Dame now moves up to 3 in the AP rankings. Speaking of some other shakeup in the AP rankings, we have a new number one. Thanks to the UCLA Bruins. UCLA Bruins beat the former number one, South Carolina, on Sunday. Um, South Carolina, that was their first loss in 43 games after having an undefeated season last
Yeah,
season.
43 straight.
43 straight, yeah. After having an undefeated season last season, winning the national championship, and started this season. Um, this is their first loss. And as you mentioned, UCLA really controlled this game from start to finish. This big game from Lauren Betts. Um, don't know why I'm drawing a blank. But yeah, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it was a really balanced win for UCLA. Like this was the kind of performance they needed last year when they played LSU. The guards didn't shoot the ball well in that game. In this game, London Jones went 5 for 5 for 3. Alina Arnisalo had 13 points. Kiki Rice had 11. Janiyah Barker had 8 and 7. Gabby Hawkins had 11. Lauren Betts had 11 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 blocks. Like she did everything that they needed them to do, or that they needed her to do. And she was drawing a ton of pressure, a ton of extra players, and it was leading to kick out threes, to easy jump shots off the dribble. And for South Carolina, I don't think their defense was too bad. Obviously, they were making some threes that maybe they were hoping they wouldn't make. But I think the offense was more of the problem than the defense was. Outside of Tahina Paopao, who had 18, and Tessa Johnson, who had 14, no one else scored more than 8 points. Um, Chloe Kitts only played 12 minutes. Raven Johnson only played 16. Full Wiley only played 3. Um, so when you have your starters scoring 3 points, 5 points, 3 points, um, it's hard to beat a really good team on the road. I know a lot of people are trying to make different claims and, oh, this doesn't matter. Some are saying it matters too much. I think there's a blend of it. I think it does matter. I don't think it's the end of the world, but I think this is a game where you're gonna look at it and be like, okay, is this just a one-time thing, or is this gonna be something that they deal with throughout the season? Because I still don't think we know who their number one option is. And as good as a team, or as good of a defensive team they are, they don't have the size that they've had in the past, which they still have a good size advantage on most teams that they'll play, but there are going to be teams where they don't have that. Um, so it's going to be hard to force that. Um, I know I talked about it last week where I had a conversation and someone said Chloe Kitts and Tina Pow Pow, which I don't necessarily disagree with, but I don't know if that's like when Don and the team and the coaching staff are running a scout or setting up their game plan. I don't know if those are the first two players on the list on offense. So um, it's just I'm just curious to see how the offense looks throughout the season because while they do have players that are capable of scoring, we haven't seen some of these players really become that or be that in their careers to this point. Like we haven't seen Breezy Hall really, be that kind of scorer. We haven't seen Raven Johnson be that kind of scorer. Um, Obviously, for Wiley and Kitts and Pow Pow, Tessa Johnson. Um, I would even say Ashton Watkins. Like, I feel like you can rely on them to score. Um, which I feel like you don't always need that number one option, but I'm sure they're going to be in a ton of close games, and it's going to be who you're going to get the ball to in that moment. Um, so I do think there's some things that they're gonna have to work through, which every team is gonna have to. But I don't think it's the end of the world just yet. But I am. There are some concerns. I don't think her setting for Wiley is as big a concern that people are making it out to be because she did the same thing last year. But I do understand why people are saying, yeah, it worked last year, but it may not this year. So I guess that's something to keep an eye on too.
Yeah, I agree in that sense. But I mean, it started early on in the season, and I mean, while everybody is running their victory laps on South Carolina, because everybody hates South Carolina outside of South Carolina fans, but um, I do think with this young group, I still think that they have time to figure it out and get back on top. I mean, I still think they're still one of the more dangerous teams in the nation, and still a championship contender. As long as Don Staley is making plays and making calling the shots there. I'm never sleeping on a Don Staley team. Like you just can't. Um, it's just because of the fact that she's a good coach, and we've seen like we've seen the same group of girls get it done last season. Like got overlooked, counted out. I mean, they were the number one team for most of the season, obviously, but at the same time, they just weren't given the credit, or they just weren't given like people still look elsewhere when in terms of like, oh, this team might win, this team might get this team. I don't know. They just showed every time. I mean, it's still they still had. I mean, there's differences between last year's team and this year's team, obviously, with players graduating, players going to the league like Camila Cardozo, which you don't have an impact player on the post like that, at least not at this moment. But
Yeah, that size just
yeah, you were saying,
or not having that size. I should say.
yeah. So I mean, definitely be interesting to see how they do bounce back. Um, but I know that they will bounce back, and it's just a matter of time. Still got a long season ahead of them. Still got some tough games ahead of them. They do play UConn this year. Another tough SEC schedule. So it'll be interesting to see how they answer. See how they come back as a group. All right. Other feast week tournaments and stuff that you've been tuned into. I've been watching a lot of Maui. I don't know about you, but Maui's been tough.
Um, I haven't seen a ton. Um, I have been trying to keep up with the highlights since most of the women's tournament games are on Flow Hoops, which we hate, or Flow Sports.
Yeah, no,
That's
we
the only
hate
reason I
flow
hate this
sports
time of year.
for real.
We are not here for flow hoops or flow sports, whatever
At
you want to
all.
call it. Not a fan.
The
Um,
the college
I
Charleston
do
games on
not need to
flow
pay
sports
another
right now, and
subscription just to
I'm not
watch
tuned
a week
into
of
that.
basketball. Like, it's
I
a
don't
week
have
of
a flow hoop
basketball and we
subscription.
can't watch it. Like that's one thing with like the women's game. Like they gotta change that. Like you
Like you
can't
would think it
have
would get better over time too. Like you would think flow hoops would listen to the criticism and improve. No,
absolutely not.
like like college. They broadcast a lot of college Charleston games. They're broadcasting college Charleston game right now. You think I'm tuning into any of that? No, sir. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm not paying another subscription to watch. Like I've already paid for a few subscriptions just to watch basketball. I'm
But so
not
I got
paying for another
ESPN
one just
Plus, and
for a
that's enough for
week.
me.
I got ESPN Plus. I had YouTube Plus for a little bit to see how many games I'll be able to watch with both of those.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to figure out like if it's worth it. Um, but I mean, there's just so many games that we're missing right now, and that we'll miss throughout this week live at least. Um, that LSU and Washington, really two good teams, came down to a shot at the buzzer. Duke played Kansas State, beat them.
Yup.
That's a ranked matchup.
Yup.
Um, LSU and NC State are playing as we speak, tipping off as we speak. Like we have Ole Miss versus UConn today. We got Duke versus Oklahoma, Illinois versus Kentucky.
Kansas
Tomorrow we
State
got South
DePaul.
Carolina versus Iowa State, Iowa versus BYU on Friday. There's just so many games, so many quality games that we some will get to see, but the mass majority will not get to see. And that's a problem for the women's game because, like you said, Maui is all over ESPN. You can see every single game. Um, but you have these marquee matchups on the women's side, these ranked matchups. Like last year, UCLA and UConn was on Flow Sports. So no one, I mean, I got it last year so that I could watch it. But like, if people choose not to do it, which the majority are going to, like, how are you watching that? How are you going to see these games, and how are you going to be able to promote your game? How are you going to be able to promote these teams, these top players, if they're not able to be seen without paying for a subscription?
Yeah. You would think with ESPN giving the big extension they gave last year, or was like
How?
90 mil or something insane that they gave for like a 10-year deal or something like that. It's a record breaking deal. Um, you would think they would prioritize and build up more around these holiday tournaments, knowing how big they are, knowing like how we would get some potential like non-con matchups that we won't usually get. Like like what Dawn Staley said. She was like, bro, just give us our own network. Like
Something.
just to see what will happen. Like
Yeah.
prioritize the game the same way
Like make
the men's game
ESPNW a
is.
channel.
But yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth just now. Yeah, like basically, like you got ain't nobody watching ESPN Classic no more. Just change that to ESPNW. Like just
I
do
mean, when
do
things are
do
accessible,
something.
people will watch. When you can't find it, or when you have to work to find it, people care less and less.
Yeah, that's why people didn't watch the W for a while because it just wasn't accessible. Like you mean to tell me? I mean, nothing wrong with the whole Twitter platform that they had because it was cool, it was smooth, and like you didn't have to pay for nothing. But at the same time, it just made it not the easiest to watch the game because you had to stay on that one thing, and it's like it just takes away from the experience because you can't like watch the game and tweet about the game, like be I don't know, just part of watching the game is being able to
Active and
talk about it on the
engaged.
timeline with your followers. You're just being able to like it enhances the experience. So
Yeah.
yeah, they gotta fix that. But yeah, no, I mean I've been kind of more tapped in with some of the men's tournaments that have been going on this past week. I know Battle for Atlantis is coming up too on both sides. Um, but no, Maui's been fun, bro. I mean, staying up late to watch hoops. Listen, bro, that tip off is what last night's tip off from I fell asleep, but last night's tip off from North Carolina and Auburn was 11:35.
Yeah. Nuts.
Man, for a hoop head like me, I'm like, okay, give me every excuse to stay up and watch games or just to watch games in general, man. Like having games on from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Last game don't end till 2 a.m.
That's nuts. I
If I
can't
was
do that.
unemployed, I'd be living.
Yeah, I can't do that no more.
But nah,
Too tired.
yeah. I don't know. It's kind of remind me of how things were when I was young too, though. Because I don't know, just being out of school and being able to stay up and watch these games is another thing too that just kind of restores the feeling, you know?
Yeah, but
Yeah. But UConn men's lost twice. They lost to both Memphis and Colorado.
those bad losses.
Yes, both of them.
Mm, damn.
Colorado game came out to a game winner. Dan Hurley is oh my gosh, he's a trip, animated as hell. And I want to say that the Memphis loss came in overtime. So yeah, the Memphis loss was
Yes.
overtime. UConn, Memphis, UConn's loss to Memphis was in overtime, and then their loss to Colorado was on a game winner. Dan Hurley was mad about both of them.
Jeez.
got into it.
I
He got
did
into
see
it
him
with
in the.
Penny.
I did see him get a tech
Yeah, he got a
with the score
tech.
tied like 92-92 in OT. I'm like, bro, that's bad.
Yeah,
Because it was like 40 seconds left.
yeah. He got him and Penny were arguing. He called Penny a bitch ass.
What?
He was like, with your bitch ass. I was like, yo.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and then I saw a
I
clip
saw some
yesterday.
clips of him yelling, but I definitely didn't see that.
Cause I mean you got the mouth readers. It was like, yo, did he say that? And I looked
Oh, okay.
and I was like, I looked again. I'm looking. I like rewatched. I was like, oh, he said that. I said,
That's
nah, that's
funny.
funny. And then last night when they lost, he like fell to the floor.
Oh no.
Like you know the Will Levis meme of him like this on the ground,
Yeah.
basically that, but on the sideline.
Oh, bruh. He finna be a meme.
I was like, dang, not Hurley, bro. But I mean, that's just a guy that loves winning. Back to back champions at UConn, so that man doesn't lose a lot. But
That's a fact.
when he does lose, it's
He
it's
can forget those seconds.
it's jokey, it's funny. But not the UNC versus Dayton game. That was a great game. UNC came back down 20. Um, that was fun to watch. You know, I'm a Duke guy, so but I mean it was still good. UNC got a good guard core there, so
They all like 80.
yo. But
Minus RJ.
I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, Duke, man, Duke.
Oh man.
The way they lost last night, it's like this team is there, but they not. You know, like I don't even know how to explain it with Duke, bro. It's like they're both their losses came to like just freshman stuff, bro. Like I get it, Cooper Flight, number one rated freshman in the nation, first number one recruit that they've had in a minute. You want to play through your guy, but at the same time, your guy's making mistakes out here. The two turnovers in the Kentucky game, um, another turnover in a similar situation in the game against Kansas last night. Um, Colin Knuppel just cold from three, made a timely turnover in crunch
He didn't
time.
shoot that shot.
Bro, that's a floater, dog.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't shoot that.
That's a float. Like you look in the pass and your man driving, like he's driving in the traffic, the same traffic you already brought there. Like I don't know, just better awareness. I mean, I think he was probably looking for the shot from him, and that's probably why he passed it out. But same time, bro, you got the ball in your hands. You gotta look to kill, bro. You gotta you know,
Yeah, his teammate thought he was gonna shoot the ball, so
everybody did.
he went to crash the glass, and then yeah, it did not go well.
But I ain't gonna lie, if he would have made the shot to tie the game up, I wouldn't have been mad. So it was a good looking
It
shot.
wasn't a bad idea, just
It
that
rolled out
oh that three at the end, yeah,
at the
that
end.
was crazy.
Yeah, it rolled out.
He did almost be there.
If you would have went 1 for 8, I would have been fine. But I don't know, they right there. If this how they play against the number 1 team in the nation, I'm not mad at it, bro. I'm not.
Mm,
They just gotta
that is not the
finish.
Duke way of looking at
No,
things.
no, I'm saying they just gotta finish. They just gotta finish. It's like I'm not mad. Like I'm like, oh, they gotta like I'm not like gung ho about it. It's just like it's improvements that they can work on. Obviously, like we only what 6 games into the season.
Something like that.
It's a lot of basketball left to be played, man. So it's a lot that they can work on. Um, they got Auburn next week. Impressive win against Arizona though. That was a good game. On the road, the freshmen showed up big in that game. That was a good game. That's a statement victory. So
I agree. Let's go win.
yeah. That's all I really got in terms of college stuff. Anything college wise. You got anything else to talk about college wise?
Uh, AZ is back.
Yes.
Need the
How can I
world to know
forget?
that
Oh my
AZ is
goodness.
back.
Yes.
Um, I love watching Iowa State play basketball. They're just really, really fun. Seeing them against South Carolina, even though probably won't be able to watch it live, I don't believe. But um,
No, I think that
that'll be
game's
an
on
interesting
Fox.
matchup. Okay, then yeah, be able to watch
Yeah,
that
yeah, that
because
game is on Fox tomorrow. Yeah.
Iowa State got shooters. If
Yeah, I'm not
they're
watching the Cowboys tomorrow. I'm watching Iowa State and South Carolina.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, they got shooters. So if they're hitting, it might be another long game for South Carolina.
Mm,
They gotta hope that uh, their presence, because a lot of times South Carolina wins the game before the ball is tipped.
mm,
Um, but I think that the loss might change that for some teams. Iowa State, this is a great barometer game for them
mm-hmm,
to see where they match up and where they will, be able to base their season off of, or like the experience they'll be able to play off of throughout the year. Um, Also, Harmony Turner, freaking Hooper, and Katie Dennemeyer also. She had 39 against um, what is it? She had 39 against Iowa State and then 40 against Iowa, or flip flop that. Both super efficient. I want to say she was around 80% for both games. So definitely want to give her a shout out because she's a knockdown shooter. Um, yeah, I'm excited to watch these games that come up the next week. We got Notre Dame, Utah Saturday as well, South Carolina, Purdue. So we got some good games to carry us into the next week. So yeah, that's all I have for college.
yeah, man. College season's still young, but it's gotten off to a great start. Um, a lot of the lot of the class of 25 draft class is just cooking, man. Dylan Harper had a great game last night against Notre Dame. I seen a lot of attention on Ace Bailey though. Still gathering my thoughts and analysis on that. I don't know, man. His game is interesting.
Very Jalen Green esque.
Yeah, like I don't know. I guess it's like I don't want to say like me basketball, but it's like me
It is.
basketball. You know?
It is you basketball.
Well, not like me as in like Bryce Warner. I
No, no,
mean
no. I
me
know what
as
you
in
meant. No,
like
I know what you meant.
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
Cam Thomas vibes.
No, as in like I'm putting myself first. Like I'm like look.
Yeah, Cam
Okay,
Thomas
yeah,
vibes.
yeah, yeah. I guess you said yeah. Cam Thomas vibes. Yeah,
Like I'm going to get this bucket, and like
I'm getting
it's
mines.
the it's the game that if the shots are going in, it looks great. If the shots aren't falling, then it looks horrific. And that's
Exactly.
exactly what the game is
But I say Ace Bailey ain't never seen a shot he didn't like.
at all. He be shooting some wild shit too. I be like okay, I guess it went in, but like I only saw the highlights, so I'm curious to see what shots he missed.
Also, every time I see
Uh,
a tweet, it's like shot selection's awful, but man, I love it.
yeah, I mean,
I don't
that's
care. Them joints just fall. Like that's just I don't know. That's
Jalen Green.
yeah. But moving on to NBA. So we got NBA Cup update. Had a lot of had some good games on last night. But
Okay,
some blowouts as well. Um, I'm mad. Lakers and damn Phoenix started off very good.
yeah, that
Thought
game
they was
was
gonna give us another classic just
78 to
for
100. I was like, well, I can go to bed.
right. Oh man, them boy lost by 27, man.
And those be the games where I be like, yeah, I can go to bed, and then I wake up and they came back and won.
Like,
That always happens.
I needed the Lakers to make it somewhat of a game. Like, if they would have lost by 9, we've been talking bad about
And
this
that's
game.
big because it's an NBA Cup game.
Exactly, and point differential
Point
matters.
differential.
Like, yeah. I want to sound a little. I mean, I'm obviously salty about it because my plays
Why you
didn't.
salty about it?
Cause my plays
Oh,
didn't fall
bro.
through. My
Oh
play,
man.
my plays didn't. I needed one more point from KD and 4 more points from AD.
Oh my goodness.
It's been money, bro.
This man don't care about real. Who's this man worried about his bread? What KD say?
KD don't care about parlays. I knew I shouldn't have put him on the slip because of
I
that.
don't know why you put him
But
on
I
there.
know he
He
gonna
ain't better.
cook up in these type of games.
You put him on there because he was playing LeBron.
Yeah. And he always shows out in those kinds of games. And watch he drop 30 tonight on Brooklyn.
As he should. He might drop like
Hey,
50 for real.
I wouldn't blame him. Hey, go ahead. Go right ahead. Beat us by 50, okay? Need
That's
Brooklyn to lose
crazy.
some more.
That's crazy. This man
Need to
want
be
to
in the
lose by
best position
50.
possible to get a top 3 pick.
Last year he was hopeful about everybody. This year, he just hope everybody just trash. Buns. That's crazy.
Anyways, going through got a couple teams that clinched their groups. Um got Golden State Warriors. They clinched Group C, being the
Okay.
first team to clinch. And Houston Rockets, they clinched Group A with their win last night.
Hey, yeah.
Phoenix at the moment they're leading Group B out in the West, followed by the Lakers and the Spurs. Looking like Phoenix is gonna end up with that taking what you call it. I don't know. It's 2-1, but see they beat the Lakers, so
Well,
they
say
own
if
that
OKC got to
tiebreaker
beat the
there.
Lakers, if the OKC beats the Lakers and the Utah, then they win
Yeah.
because they beat Phoenix.
Well, Utah's out. They're 0-3 in cut play.
Yeah.
Um, and then you got
And
out
the Spurs
east. You
could get it if
got
they beat Utah.
yeah.
Sorry, if they beat Phoenix.
Okay.
So
And
they
then
could
out
win.
east, nobody's clinched yet, but you have both the Magic and the Knicks, both at 2-0. Magic owns the tiebreaker with the better point differential there. You got Group B, Milwaukee's 3-0, and Detroit they're 2-0. And then you got East Group C, which is kind of still undecided up in the air. You got 3 teams, 2-1, and then Chicago Bulls, the Atlanta Hawks, and the Boston Celtics. So
Yeah.
definitely be interesting to see how this plays out, how this ends. With what, one more game left on Friday before the knockout rounds? Ugh.
Some have two, I think, right? Or no? No, it
Well,
is
yeah,
one.
because
Oh
Detroit
yeah,
is
some
two
have
and
two.
zero.
Cleveland has two. Cleveland has two. Toronto has two. So yeah, I think by next Friday we'll know. Damn, Cam Thomas, 3 to 4 weeks.
Oh, oh, oh! I just got that
Yeah.
notification as well. Bring on the tank.
Damn. Hey, who your guards?
Ben
You
Simmons
got
and Dennis
somebody in
Schroeder.
fantasy.
Oh, in fantasy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Cam Thomas in the league that we're in.
That means Zaire Williams gonna play
Well, I already been playing a lot.
or Jalen Wilson. Which one? Which one gonna play more?
Probably Zaire. Zaire's been getting a lot of burn.
Shit, let me pick him up then. But nah, you got your you wanna go tripping or chilling, or do you wanna do our
We
topics?
do tripping and chilling. I don't got a lot of top. I don't have any topics really. But
No, I mean like Bryce's nicest and tier list.
oh yeah, I got Bryce's and Laces for sure. Ski. Yeah, we're gonna talk about what's going on in Charlotte because that boy Lamelo Ball is a problem. Let's see what my boy averaging
Yeah,
at the
definitely
moment.
hooping.
Cause he going crazy. I mean straight federal. Let's see, last 5 games. He got 44, 50, 35 in his last 3 games. And then a game with 31. 4 out of his last 5 games have been over 30 points. Um, Game with 10 assists, game with 12 assists, a steal in each game, 9 rebounds, 5 rebounds, 6 rebounds. Like Lamelo's been cooking, bro. Like game against Milwaukee, I think that's the game he dropped 50, and then the game against Orlando, like this is Chino Hills Melo we seeing, bro. Like he's in that bad. It's like just like an evolved version of that guy. Like he's not caring. He's playing his brand of basketball. He's playing out there like he's back home for real. Like he's getting comfortable. Like shot selection is crazy. You know that one clip with the step back, one leg step back. You
Step back
practice
on
that
one leg.
shot? When?
She Lamelo the kind of dude to not practice shot and still shoot it.
Yeah, like I don't know. He's that guy. He's funny like that. But no, Lamelo Ball's on a different level, bro. Like
Yeah, he hooping right now.
him and Brandon Miller. Like them boys, what they got going on in Charlotte. I'm not saying it's a lot, but I mean, hey, play in, maybe playoffs, maybe.
They just ain't
Uh,
got a ton of help around though.
let's see. They're 6-11 at the moment, but I mean it's early in the season. They're a couple games away from being in that play-in. So yeah.
They just need they need more scoring help.
You
Like
said any what?
they need more scoring help. I mean, it's just
I would agree. I would agree.
yeah. But they need these to get healthy. They need Nick Richards to get healthy, Mark Ways to
Yep.
get healthy.
Yep.
I mean, Grant Williams out for the season, but they just gotta, you know, keep playing the way they're playing, but they gotta get people healthy.
Yeah, I agree. Who else I got for Breakfast Nices this week? I got Jared McCain.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. My boy
It's not that
cooking,
big at all.
dropping 30 and making TikToks with his
Shout
nails
out Jordy,
painted.
bro. Shout
Huh?
out Jordy. It's that video he dropped of Jared McCain hooping, where he dropped what 8 threes, and he got the Justin Bieber song in the background. The Justin Bieber joint with Drake,
Yeah.
bro. Fire,
Yeah,
fire.
nah. whatchamacallit, he I don't know, man. It's just a kid. He's just a kid that loves playing ball. Like not everybody want to clown him and joke, but he clowning y'all by dropping third in your favorite team. Like
Absolutely.
don't play with that boy. He's not one of them.
He a hooper.
Hooping for real, for real. Talking his ish too. He said, "I'm rookie of the year." I said, "Hey, the way
Saying
it's
that less
looking,
than 20 games in is nuts. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I like the energy though."
It's 65 more games to be played.
Yeah, but he letting them know, bro. I'm like, hey, he putting more on watch. Listen, man,
He put him on watch.
he's putting them on watch, man. Listen, he my rookie of the month for the East.
Yeah, I guess.
And then I got another rookie, out west, who was actually picked right after Jared McCain. My boy Dalton Connect.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, Connect foe. Hooping. That boy good. Um, I don't know. I think I knew he was gonna be a good pick. I'm glad he got picked by the Lakers. I'm glad that he's being used and like he's able to have an impact on that team early on. Um, just hope he continues to build off of it and hope that he keeps continue to hope that he continues to get the opportunities that he gets as well. I say he started the last couple of games for him and it's made a difference. So
Yeah.
and then my last Bryce's nights of this week, I got Hannah Hidalgo for just being an absolute terror on the court and being a dog, being one of the best players, one of the best guards in the nation. Still,
Yeah,
so yeah,
she's
Bryce's
definitely
nights of this week: Lamella Ball, Hannah Hidalgo, Jared McCain, Dalton Connect. Got 4 names this week
not a bad list at all.
for sure. What's your tiers looking like?
So, I can't remember what day this was.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Sunday morning. I went back and I was watching Big Three Miami Heat highlights. I don't remember what I was watching. I think I was watching like a podcast or something that made me like reminded me of them. Um, and I was like, man, let me go back and watch some highlights and just
Mm-hmm.
there's a like a 3 hour, almost 4 hour YouTube video of like their best end of game moments.
Okay.
So I went back and watched that, or I watched like probably about an hour of it before I was
Yeah.
like, all right, let me go do something else. Um, so my tier list for this week is favorite teams, either highlights or full games to go back and watch.
Okay.
So for my bias, I'm gonna say the Big Three Heat in the '06 finals. The '06 finals, I go back and watch at least once a year, and just go watch from games 3 to 6. Um, the Young Thunder with Russ and KD, James
Yeah.
Harden. My favorite playoff series ever, Bulls Celtics 2009 playoffs.
Mm.
At least once a year, go back and watch
That's
every
another
you
good
know
one.
every video in its in entirety. Early Warriors, like pre KD, like even before they first ring, like leading up to their first ring, like
Oh
Clay,
yeah.
Steph, the little mini fro tip fade. Um,
Those are probably like my. I think that's probably my favorite Warrior squad. Like right before
yeah,
they started winning. Like that team that's always like a fan favorite. Like you have your favorite team obviously, but it's just a team that's like widely respected.
hmm
Like I would say like the Kings a couple years ago, like the Beam
yeah,
Kings,
yeah,
or the Brooklyn team. Was it 2019 or
yeah.
2018
I would
where
say
they had the
2018.
bench mob? I'm trying to think of another team that was just widely accepted. Yeah, that's what they were. Like the Warriors. Like everybody loves Steph, obviously, and Clay Thompson. Everybody's like, bro, this guy can shoot lights out, 2-way player. Yeah.
Yeah. I also had Spurs just throughout the whole like different like I've gone back and watched their finals against the Pistons, some conference finals against the Lakers. Um, I still can't. I think I did watch 2014 finals a couple of months ago just to be like, man, let me like really go look and see how they was really killing us, and they was really killing us, bro. And then the
Dang, how
Nuggets
many times you
both
gonna
went.
tell me Cam Thomas is out?
That's your favorite player. They gonna take you multiple times.
Bro, I done got alerted off every sports app on my phone. Like even the NFL app probably about to alert me next. Like,
They know you a Nets fan. They know you Cam Thomas Stan account.
okay, Stan account is crazy, but he is my current favorite player. I would say it's my guy.
But yeah, I said I got the Nuggets as well. Both when they had Melo and after Melo. Um,
Oh, when they had
I,
Andre
I
Iguodala,
always love watching the Mellos play. Yeah, when they had Iguodala,
yeah,
Gallinari, Ty
yeah,
Lawson,
Kenneth Fareed.
Aaron Aflalo, Kenneth Fareed, Nene, like that team, JaVale McGee, like that team was so much fun. Like Will Barton was on the team. Like they was just getting out and they
Will
was running.
Barton,
They was getting out and they was running, and it was just
Will
like
the
so much fun to watch
Thrill.
because you never knew who was gonna be the leading scorer from night to night. Wilson Chandler, you never knew who was gonna be the leading scorer from night to night, but they just had such a deep team that like not like from 1 to 9, like they could go out and get you 15. Um, so they were always fun to watch. Like that was young Gallo where he still had bounce.
Oh yeah,
Um, like yeah, and I also say like Brandon Roy's Blazers with like Rudy Fernandez and them. Um, they were fun. We just didn't get to see them alone for a long time. But
yeah.
um, those are like the teams that are like core memory for me. Like they either highlights, playoffs, or just teams that like stuck with me like in my childhood. And um, I was I started the Mello and Shumpert episode this
Oh
morning
yeah. Oh
before I went
my
to the
gosh,
gym.
that episode is
I gotta
funny.
watch that because I that's another team where like sometimes like even though you know a team is not gonna win a championship, you can still enjoy it, like still
Yeah,
enjoy watching them play. And the Knicks were one of those teams. Like you
Knicks
knew
tape
Melo would
era.
go out and get his 28 to 30. Shumpert was always entertaining. Jr. He could get hot one night and go hit 9 threes. And just start taking just ridiculous shots.
Yeah,
Uh, and again, like I say this, I feel like I say this all the time, but just watching games where the Knicks are playing in Madison Square Garden, like there's just nothing like it. Uh, it didn't matter if they were good, if they were bad, like, but there's always that sense of, there's just always an energy. There's always an atmosphere there, no matter what their record is. Like when the boys had Moutier and Marcus Morris and Mario Hezonja, like they was still like going to every
Courtney
game,
Lee.
selling out. Like Courtney Lee, like Courtney Lee was one of my dogs growing up. Like I
Oh,
love when he was
facts.
on
Courtney Lee's a
him and
bug.
Trevor Reason when he was on the Lakers and Courtney Lee when he was on the Magic, which were my favorite players. I don't know why exactly. I just loved watching them play when I was growing up. Um,
Buckets.
but yeah, I'm definitely missing some teams, but these are like the first ones that came to mind. Um, just because like when I go back, like a lot of times I go back and watch like player highlights, but there's a lot of times where I just want to watch a team if like in their entirety.
Yeah,
Like what teams like when I was growing up were like the last like core memories for me. Like
like
made
vibe
me
teams.
keep loving the game of basketball.
I'll say throw some other teams in the mix. Uh, Lob City Clippers for sure.
I was
Um,
definitely thinking about them too, because like that 2013 series with the Spurs, was it 2013 or 15? 2015 series with the Spurs when CP had hurt his hamstring, hit that game winner in Game 7 at the buzzer.
I want to say I might have been
I want to say it
2013.
was 15. Nah, because 13 they played us in the
Well, no,
finals.
13 no, because the
It
Spurs
was
made it
15.
to the finals.
Yeah, it was 15.
Yeah,
It was the year after they beat us. Because everybody's like, "Oh, this the Clippers' year," and then Chris Paul was hurt,
Clippers had like
so he
3
couldn't play in the
years where
next
it's
round.
supposed to be their year.
Yeah, they just, I mean, Blake was hurt one year, then Chris Paul was hurt the next year, and then one year they just let it go. Like they should
Yeah,
have had it, but they did. Like they lost what they blew a 3-1 lead to the Rockets, where Josh Smith was going nuts. So, but yeah, Lost City Clippers for sure.
it's funny you said Josh Smith. I remember his beef with Doc Rivers. But nah, I'll say them. I'll say there's another team I had on top of my mind. Oh, Chicago Bulls. D Rose and them. D Rose, Joakim Noah, Luol Deng, Jimmy Butler.
See, I can't say them because they was really like battling with us.
Exactly.
Um, I say that, but like that's when Paul George became one of my favorite players. So like,
I'm about to say Paul George. Pacers was another team I was thinking of too.
yeah, that's when Paul George became one of my
Outside of
favorite
Roy
players. So
Hibbert
like,
scoring 0 points in the conference finals.
yeah, we don't even, yeah, he's in my,
But Lance Stevenson, dog, and George Hill.
yeah,
I
it
remember
was,
the damn photo, the GQ photo shoot they had.
yeah, that was crazy. Oh man, I remember doing that shit. I remember he came over to do that.
Oh boy, nah, bro. That photo shoot is that's a bad photo shoot, man. But
Yeah, sometimes you gotta tell him no.
trying to think of who else. I mean,
There's probably a
Nick
ton of
Young
people.
on the Lakers was fun.
Oh Lord, hell no. It was because I hated the Lakers and I wanted to see them keep losing, so it was good
Yeah.
for that. But for what Kobe had to deal with, hell no, bro. They had my man in there stressed out.
I'm trying to think of
Them
who
boys, them
else.
boys
I know
soft. It
you
was real.
mentioned the
Good
Denver
thing I'm real.
Nuggets. They were a tough squad.
Yeah.
Um, Thunder always were a tough squad. They're always a tough team. Um, trying to think if there's any other teams before you got out of here.
I was thinking like Grizzlies, but at the same time I was like, nah, not really.
Grind
Like
City Grizzlies were
they was
tough.
cool, but I was like, I wasn't looking forward to watching them when they was coming on the TV. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I respected them, but it wasn't like, oh yeah, the Grizzlies playing. Like, yeah, I'm gonna turn them on because I know it's gonna be a good game. But I'm like, there's like when they still had Rudy Gay for sure, I
oh
was
yeah,
more excited to watch. But once they lost Rudy Gay, it was like, all right, like they literally are either going in the post. But then there was a point when Mike Conley started like really hooping.
yeah,
That's when they became fun. Because when Mike Conley started, like, all right, like Mike Conley was like 13 points, 7 assists, 8 assists. Like, okay, when he started turning it up and started doing more, like, oh, hold up, Mike Conley kind of tough.
yeah.
That's when it was like, okay, I can watch the Grizzlies more because
And
Tony
when he
Allen
became
plays
the
point guard
highest
all
paid
defense.
player in NBA history,
That's crazy to me still. Boy wasn't even an All Star yet. Had never made an All Star game. Highest paid player in the
highest
league.
paid player in league history, never would made All Star.
Crazy.
And
Get
then
your
who
bag
else
though. I
was a
ain't
fun
hating.
team to watch? I'll say the Wizards, Bradley Beal and John Wall, Wizards
Oh
teams.
yeah. The
Those are
Suns
those are
growing
some
up.
fun battles they had with the Celtics and with the Cavs.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
The Suns growing up with like Steve Nash,
Oh
Amari,
yeah.
Sean Marion, Rajah Bell. They was
Yeah.
fun. The Pistons. I like watching the Pistons in like the mid 2000s. Um,
Really.
yeah, like Chauncey Rip, Rasheed, Ben,
Mm-hmm.
Tayshawn. Like they really only had a five. Like when you really think about it, like
That's it.
watch
That's
like
it.
going back and watching their finals against the Lakers, is like boy, you go to that bitch, it get nasty. Like Lindsey Hunter, uh,
They have
I
Antonio
feel like I
McDyess.
can't remember Brendan. He came later. He was like
I'm about to
'07.
say. I thought he came later.
Yeah, yeah, he was like '07, maybe '06, but he wasn't on that team.
Yeah.
Um, like the KD Sonics was kind of
Yeah.
cool for a little bit. I mean, they only had what 2 years before Russ got there.
Yeah.
Um, but like, I just remember like the bright colors in the court, with like Ray Allen being there, Rashard Lewis being on the court,
Yeah.
and that was the team I would always try to use on NBA Live because they was like one of the
Same.
only teams that had multiple shooters. Like they had them two and Radmanovich.
Oh yeah.
Radmanovich was playing the foe. It's like all three of them could shoot. And Luke Ridnour was the point guard. It sounded like he got to be able to shoot. I ain't gonna say why, but if you could think of 7, 8-year-old me, like, oh, I know he can shoot. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh man. No, another team that's fun that I didn't really watch much because I was young, but like a team that I still knew was like a fun team. That Sacramento Kings team with Chris
Yeah.
Webber, Mike Bibby, Diva, Peja, Doug Christie.
Yep.
The team that
Phil
lost to the
Jackson,
Lakers, though, yeah,
big ass socks. Oh man,
yeah.
big ass shoes.
No, basketball definitely had some fun eras though. Gilbert Arenas and the Wizards.
Yeah, Gilbert was fun.
I want to say Antoine Jameson was on the squads too.
Yeah, Antoine Jameson, Karan Butler, Larry
Yup,
Hughes,
yup, yup,
Deshaun Stevenson, Andre
yeah.
Blatch, Eaton Thomas,
Remember Jay Z dissed Deshaun Stevenson.
which is crazy. Think about that. Deshaun Stevenson got like, yeah,
Deshaun Stevenson got a
uh,
diss track from Jay Z.
oh, I'm forgetting one. I forgot one. I gotta add one to my tier list because this is a core memory, and this is something I go back and watch every year. The Golden State Warriors, we believe,
Oh
series
yeah.
against the Dallas Mavericks. I go back and watch them games every year. Right before playoffs, I watch like there's like this set of series that I watch to like get me pumped for this like playoffs. Bulls Celtics 2009, and
Mm.
then the Warriors and Mavs 2007 are like two of the first ones that I watched. Like just the atmosphere in Oracle when like Baron Davis is like doing his thing, and then Steven Jackson hit a three, Matt Barnes hit a three, Monte Ellis hit a three, like, and it's just crazy in there. And then the next series, that boy dunk on Karolinko, different. Flip the tip. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah, those are core memories, man. That's I was just watching, I was like, man, I remember being like 13, 14 and score. I knew everything about these games and was so locked in and was mad about every other play. It was, man, I can't believe no dude. Like now I'm looking, I'm
dog.
like,
I
dang,
remember
like
always having to be out or always doing something on a damn Saturday and like want to
spacing too
watch the
was
game.
hilarious. The
Yeah.
spacing is hilarious. And I'm watching LeBron on the strong side with D Wade in the corner. Like, the fuck are they doing? D Wade trying to cut to the basket. Like, why would they fall for that back door? They not even guarding you at the 3 point line, gang. And he was still scoring it. He was still scoring. Like they would let him get back door. I'm like, how are you letting D Wade beat you back door? How? As the biggest D Wade fan out there, how are you letting that man beat you back door? How? You know he want to get to the rim. He ain't got the ball. How you let him get there? What are you looking at? Oh man, I was looking at Braun. Man, somebody else
Oh,
look
look
at Braun.
at Braun. Braun wasn't even a shooter then.
Hey man, you don't lock in, bro.
I was looking at Braun.
Those just really that's just something I wanted to bring back to the or bring to the show because I just know, we was really watching.
Yeah.
And that's
I wanna.
that's when we became fans as kids and things. Like now, the
Yeah.
teams that we watching now, there's kids that are watching, like they're watching the OKCs and the Boston Celtics and the Mavericks and the Warriors and
Kings like the
watching those
beam.
teams and becoming fans
The
of
Magic play
basketball,
the
becoming bigger
music.
fans of basketball. Yeah,
Like yeah. I
look
wonder
at the
what these
Pacers
kids. I
last
wonder
year.
who these kids use in 2K nowadays, bro.
Ooh, it
Like
depends. It depends if they trying to
I
shoot or
really
if
want
they
to know.
trying
I
to
haven't
be
played 2K
OD.
in a minute,
If
but
they
it's
trying to be
like,
OD, they probably use the Bucks for real.
man, no. If a kid
Cause
uses
that
the
spacing,
Bucks, if a kid
cause
uses
that
the Bucks,
spacing,
I no respect for that kid.
cause I wasn't able to use the Heat when I was younger. They wouldn't let me use them once LeBron came.
I'm about to say I
So I had
use
to play
what
with the
teams did I use? I used
Pacers
to love playing
and the
with the
Nuggets.
Knicks. Play with the see because teams are more balanced then. Like
Yeah,
you can play with the Knicks that have a balanced team. Like you got a shooter, you got someone that can drive and dunk, you got someone that can pass. Like
yep.
you could. I play with the Celtics for obvious reasons, but but like even then, like I just used to shoot with Ray Allen all game. Like
Yeah,
used to get Ray
it
Allen
was
open. His
it
jump
was
shot
so
was so
easy.
easy in 2K.
It really was.
or
Yeah, I used to
like,
use the Nuggets all the time.
bro, nah, me and my boy used to do Warriors and Thunder during like 2015 because both teams like
Yeah,
that's back before that was the year they lost, like they
yeah.
blew the 3-1 lead and stuff. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay, yeah. So
that
16.
was like leading up to that though. We used to run that
Yep.
every day after school, bro. Like every day after school, Thunder Warriors, Thunder Warriors, Thunder Warriors, because KD was my guy for real. So I'm like, bro, it was either Thunder Warriors or I'll take the Cavs and play with Kyrie. I wouldn't even score, bro, for real. Like, I'll get 35 with Kyrie
You tripping?
or Rockets with James Harden. Cheat code. Yeah. And this
Yeah,
be around that
I
time we be
wonder what
playing a
people
lot
think.
too because we out of school.
Maybe make that a TikTok. Ask the kids what teams they using in 2K now.
Yeah. They'll probably use Wolves because of Ant. They'll probably use they probably I can respect if somebody using the Knicks these days. Um for Brunson.
They got the defense. They got shooting.
They do.
They got the point guard.
I'll say people probably using the Lakers for Bron and AD.
I used to use the
Cause you
Pacers
gotta
for
think of
Dame.
like you playing 5 minute quarters, you gotta think of who you can spam with and still get 30 with, you know?
Yeah,
Cause like guys are still trying to get out there and get 30, like regardless. 5 minute quarters, I'm still trying to get 30 out of that 5 minutes. Steph, they still using the Warriors.
see, that's why I was beating teams with the Nuggets because every miss we just going.
I'm about to say that Nugget
We
team
hitting
you
threes,
mentioned, bro. That was a
hitting
legitimate
threes, making
team, bro.
bags.
Like you could really do damage with that squad, bro.
Yeah,
Like they had it all shooting.
using them on 2K was low key a cheat code, but they
Yeah,
didn't have enough names for people to say
no,
it was a cheat code.
exactly. I would say even the Clippers, and I used to use the Clippers to throw lobs. And Jamal Crawford,
Mm, yeah,
JJ
I
Redick
used it, but
on
they
the
sucked
wing.
in the half court.
Yeah,
They sucked in the half court though, so it was hard to use them.
yeah,
Because
doggone. Yeah,
they
DeAndre
never
Jordan
had a wing that
wasn't
could
fast
score.
enough to
They
get
had
back on
Caron
defense.
Butler, Paul Pierce, old. Yeah,
Yeah,
they was cheeks in the half court.
trying to think of who else.
And they ain't even let Blake Griffin like really make mid range shots in
No,
the early 2Ks.
but I said all he was good for was catching
Not until he
lobs.
got to the Pistons,
Exactly.
literally.
Um, I don't know. I never really used Miami in 2K, especially not during the Big Three year. I was trying to beat Miami because all my friends use Miami. So, um,
Anytime I did, I was throwing every oop I could.
using the Wizards, using
They
Bradley
used to
Beal
get
and
so
John Wall was
bad.
fun in 2K.
Yeah, yeah, because John Wall was clamping,
Fast,
stupid fast.
and Bradley Beal can make everything.
Yeah, 2011 using the Bulls with D Rose. Could nobody else score, but he could.
I say like you getting that
Everybody
dunk
else,
animation, and that was right back before you could block dunks. Somebody was dunking,
yeah,
you was getting
he
dunked
dunking
on.
every time, every time,
Someone was getting a landed dunk, you was getting dunked on, dog.
every time.
Like I remember I used to double tap square in 2K. What was it, 13 maybe on my player and dunk on everybody. 360 dunks on everybody. Nobody was blocking it, bro.
That's a fact.
So, but nah, man, definitely. You know what I've been feeling recently, bro. I'm like, bro, I need to get a system, bro. I gotta dunk on somebody. I forgot how that felt like. Like, I wanted to come home and play
That
2K.
made you do that relax.
I don't got no new system. I ain't got no new 2K. I ain't got nothing to
I ain't
boot
even
up.
got 2K yet.
Like, I need to dunk on somebody though. Like,
Nothing is telling me like, oh, you need to get 2K. Like,
long day at work. I need to come home and get some buckets. I need to come home and dunk on a couple people, man. I need to, you know, shoot a couple
that's how it was with
threes.
college football for a little bit. I was locked in, but I ain't played that in a couple months either.
Look, I'm gonna get a system soon. When I get a system soon, we can run 2K.
Bet that.
I'll have a system by Christmas. So that's my word.
All right, you get a system. I might get 2K this weekend since it's Black Friday, but we'll see.
Might as well. So
Still that deal.
yeah.
If y'all ain't got your subscriptions, go get the Black Friday deals because they doing like $2 for Amazon Prime and
Oh yeah, for the year.
Peacock. The only one that's not. I'm sure y'all can guess.
Yeah,
Netflix is not giving no deals.
they need to get money. They people their money back for that Jake Paul stuff though.
I'm glad I ain't watched that shit. I ain't
I'm
watched that
glad
shit.
I
I
ain't
was
pay to
sleeping.
watch it.
Yeah, I was not.
Somebody pulled it up. I watched it off their phone. So yeah. But anyways, man, thank y'all for tuning into another episode of the Hoodie and Headband podcast show. We back next week. Um, I know I said it's supposed to be a Five Things Friday last week. Didn't come through on that. So I think I'm bringing it back next week because it's Thanksgiving this week. I'm not doing anything. No, taking time off. Taking time to rest tomorrow. So yeah. But thank y'all for tuning in. Um, we'll be back next week to talk more hoops. Probably get a better gauge on expansion draft stuff with the WNBA as teams have already submitted their protection players or
Let's
submitted
go.
with players that they've protected. Um, oh, we didn't even talk about not AU, Unrivaled.
Unrivaled.
Yeah, we forgot to talk about Unrivaled rosters, but
We can do that next week.
yeah, we can do it next week. I'll write it down and do it next
They
week
don't
so
start
we
till
can remember
January anyway.
exactly. But I like how things are looking with Unrivaled. Wonder who these wild card players are gonna be though. So
Yeah, I am too.
I wonder if they're gonna reveal them like in January or they're gonna reveal them now. Are they still in the process of getting said players? Like
Because now you can't. It can't be no OD players, right? It can't be
no.
Asia because they gave one of the wild card teams to. Well, Asia and Caleb both said no, but it can't be somebody like that caliber because they
Yeah,
already
but I
gave
say it
one of the
gotta be
wild card
somebody
teams
on like low
wild card
key,
players
you know.
to
I don't
feed.
say like not low key, but somebody just like I don't know, somebody that fits in because they balanced and made the teams like right there.
And give Kristen Williams a chance. Let her go hoop. No, I'm just kidding. I think she's playing overseas.
Man, somebody give Arella a call.
Yeah.
She been cooking. Trying to think of who else is out there that I want to see play again. I don't know,
Oh, I
but
almost said. Wait, is Maddie Seegers playing? Is she playing? She might be doing AU.
I thought she was doing AU because she did AU
Yeah,
last year,
maybe she
right?
should have. She should have done a rival. Yeah, she did do AU last year. But I mean, Natasha Cloud is doing
Myself, I see Natasha Cloud in Unrivaled, which
Unrivaled.
is
So,
interesting because she helped brought AU to life. So
so Izzy Harrison maybe.
no, Izzy Harrison is in AU.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's in Nashville this year, so she's I guess like
Oh shit, I see.
the
She's
unofficial
on Tennessee.
commish or whatever
Tennessee side.
unofficial
I'm
host
curious.
of AU
See
this
what they
year.
do. Bring in like JC Sheldon or something.
Somebody.
Bring in some young guns. Young guns.
Somebody give Bree Beal a call. I haven't seen her play basketball in a while.
Yeah. Never seen her play in a minute. I would have said Haley, but she hooping over in Australia, so we gonna let her hoop there. She doing her
Yep.
thing.
Anyways, man, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Hitting Headband Podcast Show.